Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Adam Burke from BangTheBook.com, coming in with a look at the Week 0 matchup between Florida and Miami. Neutral site game here in Orlando. The official kickoff to the 2019 college football season. Should be a lot of fun down there in the Sunshine State. At BangTheBook.com, we've got previews up for this game as well as the Arizona versus Hawaii game. Also a video look at that game between the Wildcats and the Rainbow Warriors right here on our Bang the Book YouTube page. Daily shows of Bang the Book Radio have returned Monday through Friday. Lots of great guests, industry insiders, professional handicappers, writers. Lots of good things coming your way this season on BangTheBook.com once again. And still over at the website, we'll have my college football power ratings every week. Danny Vorgs' NFL power ratings every week once the NFL regular season rolls around. We got a lot of content to get you ready for both of those seasons as well. We've got division by division season win total write-ups using Danny Vorgs' model for the NFL. We've got division write-ups for the Power 5 conferences, and then full conference write-ups for the Group of 5 conferences over at BangTheBook.com. So plenty of stuff for you to get ready here for the college football and the NFL seasons. We'll take a look here specifically at this Florida versus Miami game. Florida, a touchdown favorite with extra juice, pretty much market wide. You may find a stray 7.5 out there. Total in the 48.5 range at a lot of shops out there in the marketplace. And look, this is a total that came down a little bit once we got the announcement that Jaron Williams would be the starting quarterback for the University of Miami. And look, while this kid is unproven, what is the bar at Miami here? Last season, a 19-14 touchdown interception ratio, a 51.1% completion percentage. So it's not like the bar is very high down there in Coral Gables. Hard to see Jaron Williams being worse than that, but of course we probably said that last year about guys like Malik Rozier and N'Kosi Perry. So with that in mind, tough matchup here going up against this Florida defense for the opening game of the season. New offensive coordinator Dan Enos, new head coach Manny Diaz, who was previously the defensive coordinator there in Miami. A lot to worry about offensively for the Hurricanes in this game. It's hard enough to score on Florida, but with a first-time starter at quarterback, with a team that lost its top rusher from last season, and a team that whose third and fourth highest rushers were the quarterbacks in Rozier and Perry, you do have to wonder about how they move the football here against Florida. As far as the Florida offense goes, lots to be excited about here in the second year with head coach Dan Mullen, who had a long tenure at Mississippi State and has also been an offensive coordinator in the SEC throughout his career. Felipe Franks last year, much, much better. 24-6 touchdown interception ratio, 58% completion percentage, and he had a 9-8 touchdown interception ratio as a redshirt freshman a couple of years ago. So the development for him, very, very big for this Florida team. Had one of their best yards per carry seasons since the Urban Meyer era down there in Gainesville, 5.3 yards per carry. They get their top running backs back. They get their top 7 pass catchers back. Now, Florida does have 4 new starters on the offensive line, so that would be a little bit of a concern for the Gators offense here in this one. But obviously, as you look up and down this thing, the Gators do have the advantage on offense. Although I will say this, last season for Florida, 5.6 yards per play against FBS teams that had a winning record. Miami did have a winning record last season. Why is this line only 7? You've got a Florida team that won 10 games last year, went from 4-7 to 10-3, also went from 3-8 against the spread to 9-4 against the number. The reason is this Miami defense. Year in and year out, the Hurricanes very, very strong on that side of the ball. Last year with the turnover chain and all the different things that Manny Diaz implemented. Diaz back, of course, now in a head coaching role. But what you really have to wonder about for Miami here this season, especially early on, how much do their losses from last year hurt them? They probably lost their top cover corner in Redwine. They lost their top tackler in Jaquan Johnson. They lost their top tackles for loss guy in Willis and their top sack man in Joe Jackson. So Miami with some losses here that they do need to figure out early on in the season, and also while trying to figure out things on the offensive side of the ball as well. The Florida defense, second year under Todd Grantham, you would expect an additional improvement here this season. Went from 5.7 yards per play in 2017 allowed to 5.1 yards per play allowed in 2018, up from 23 to 37 sacks. They do lose their top sack man, but both of these programs with losses on defense, you don't worry too much about those. But in any event, I like Florida a little bit here, minus the 7. My personal power ratings line on the game is 7.5. So not anything from a power ratings play standpoint, just strictly looking situationally here at a more stable Florida program. Second year under Mullen, first year under Diaz for Miami. Frank's back as the starting quarterback, new starting quarterback for Miami. More defensive losses for the Hurricanes here in this one. So don't necessarily love either side in this game, but I do like Florida a little bit here, minus the 7 in this opening neutral site game in Orlando. I'm Adam Burke for BangTheBook.com.